So, you fancy making some acorns, huh? Whether they are part of a wreath or they might be part of a table centerpiece or some other decor, that's down to you. What you'll need is one pair of scissors, a size 3 or 3.5 crochet hook, a tapestry needle, some stuffing. Now this could be scrap yarn, it doesn't have to be filler. Think outside the box. A standard brown DK and a slightly lighter brown DK. So let's hop to it, although hopping is not included in this tutorial. Now this is going to be difficult to see because the brown is quite dark, but I am going to do my best to give you clear instructions where the visual might not be as good. You start with a magic ring. If you're unsure how to do this, it will be down in the description below, the link to an easy tutorial. Once you have your magic ring, you want to do 4 single crochets into it. So, oops. One, 2, 3, and 4. Once you have that, pull on your tail and close up the hole and slip stitch into that very first single crochet that you made. Give an extra little pull on the tail to make sure it's nice and tight, and we are away. From your circle that you've just made, let's start with round 1. Chain 1. Now in each of the 4 stitches around, you want to do 2 single crochets in each. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and the last 1 and 2. So now you should have 8 single crochets in the round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I can't even see my own work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there is my first single crochet. Slip stitch into that first single crochet to end your round. Now we're going to round 2. Chain 1. In each of the 8 stitches around, do 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Oops. And 8. No, I did that wrong. Here we go. When you have your 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, slip stitch into your first of the round. You should have a little cup, which is absolutely perfect for holding the acorn nut. Now at this point, I'm going to change to our lighter brown. Oops. And we are going to chain 1 in the new colour. Now I'm going to snip off the old colour because we no longer need the dark, and set that aside. With your new colour then, after you have done your chain of 1, you are going to do a single crochet back loop only into each of the stitches that you've just done. Now, as it is a back loop only, and it is also a very dark wool used, you may struggle a little bit, but persevere. I promise you it will be worth it. Back loop only, single crochet all the way around. So you are making 8 single crochets in total. Just make sure they're all in the back loop only. So let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Perfect. And then, of course, we are going to slip stitch into that first single crochet. There's a slip stitch. Now you can either stuff your little cup right now, or if you want to be really awkward like me, you can wait. Patience. So let me just move everything out of the way. Okay. Round 4, chain 1. And do a single crochet in each stitch, not in the back loop only, fully through the entire stitch, 1 single crochet in each. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. Come on. I know you want to go in really. and 8. Of course, make sure you slip stitch into the first. Make sure you've got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And we're going to do that again for round 5. So we chain 1, and then in each we do a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one, 8, and end the round by putting a slip stitch in your first, but make sure you have your 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Slip stitch into that first, not into the chain, but into the first single crochet that you did. And now the fun begins. Chain 1. Now what you're going to do is decreasing now. We want to do in each of the 8 stitches a single crochet 2 together. So we're going in, yarn over, pull through, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, all 3. Into the next, yarn over, pull up a loop, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and bring through all 3 loops on your hook. Again, in, yarn over, pull up a loop, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. One more time. Insert, yarn over, pull through, and then go into the last stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Now this is where I start stuffing. So remove the hook because we don't need it anymore. Leave a little bit of a tail because you want something to weave in. And then get your stuffing and stuff away. So for me, I do tend to bring my hook back in. I forgot to do the slip stitch into the beginning. How bad, I'm so sorry. Slip stitch to the beginning stitch. There we go. So you've only got a small hole, but that's okay because we're going to stuff it. Again, you can do this with scraps if you don't have polyfill, which tends to be my go-to most of the time when you've got scraps that just aren't going to make anything. Don't waste it. So stuff that little acorn. Let's bring it up. That might be about right. I'd say that's about right. Okay. Now, with your tail from the beginning, make a chain of 4. If you can. Unlike me, who clearly can't. Hang on. Nope. Where is it? I can't find the stitch. Will that one work? There we go, that will work. 1, 2, 3. And the last little bit. 4. And pull. That can then be cut and set aside. And with a tapestry needle, all you need to do is just properly close off the top of that acorn so it's a little neater. Now I know this isn't my forte. A lot of the time when I close up, I am winging it. Okay, and I'm doing one more through there. So now to hide these ends, I'll bring through the acorn and then I know it's inside. Squash the acorn ever so slightly when you cut, because then when the acorn bounces out, it will be nicely inside. And then one more. And there we have our acorn. Now if you do a DK and use a 3mm hook, it will be that little bit smaller. With this I used a 3.5mm. These I used a 3mm. So, acorns away. What will you do with your acorn? Tell you what, this has been nuts.